Hey guys, I hope that you are enjoying reading The Outsiders. You should have chapters 1, 2, and 3 all read. Today we're going to be working on chapter 4. Today's assignment, this chapter is a lot of work. Okay, so there's a lot of reading, a lot of thinking, and a lot of writing that goes into this one. Therefore, this is Wednesday. Instead of me making this one due on Friday, I'm going to give you until Monday, the following Monday, to have this assignment done. That'll give you a few extra days. I don't like to do that because I find that when I give people extra days to do work, they tend to have extra days that they don't do work. So don't prove me wrong. Please get this assignment done. We will talk about this on Monday when we have our next Tuesday on our Zoom. So pay close attention, guys, to the Zoom schedule. I will be keeping you updated on that and hopefully keep everybody on track. But you got to do your part as well. All right. All right. So the assignment, it looks like there's a lot of stuff here, and there is really. Here's the book. I mean, I always put the book here, and we are doing chapter 4. I do have a link to the YouTube video.
The park was about 2 blocks square.
So if you find this useful, you can listen to this as you are looking at the book. I highly recommend whenever you're listening to the chapter that you're also following along with it. It's kind of important. It kind of keeps you focused. Some of you guys have a difficult time focusing. Listening to and reading at the same time will help keep you focused. So that you can get this done, and it'll keep you paced too. You know, you won't get to the end of a page and go, "What did I just read?" You know, you hear that voice that's helping you along. Okay, so I'm going to go over one of the activities. I'm hoping it's going to work. I'm doing it as kind of an experiment, but one of the activities is we're talking about how the problems between the Socs and the Greasers have escalated. They've gotten really, really bad. And they're getting about as bad as they can get. And if you think about that, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, the worst thing that could happen happens in chapter 4. So if you look up here, the focus for reading, I want you to pay attention to the events that escalate the conflict between the Socs and the Greasers. Okay, and this chapter is a perfect example of the escalation. You're going to go ahead and read the chapter. Page 47 to 58. It's a relatively short chapter compared to chapter 3. The escalation of the problem. This is the first assignment that you're going to work on, and I'm going to go over that one with you right now. So what I've done is I've created a Google Doc, and the nice thing about the Google Doc is that these text boxes I've created in such a way that they can be moved around. Okay, so and they're all mixed up. So I have everything kind of mixed up in the event. So what I want you guys to do, and you should be able to do it, I'm hoping you can anyway, is when you grab them, you want to have that little 4-arrowed thing show up like that. And it usually shows up when you kind of go over the text box. And you hold your mouse button down, okay? Or if you're just using the trackpad, you hold the button down on the trackpad, and it's the same thing. So it allows you to move it around wherever you want. Okay, your job is to put them in order. Okay, and I'm going to help you out with the first 2. Okay, so as we look through these, if you are thinking back to the chapter, and you have to know the chapter in order for this to make sense. One of the things that causes this to escalate is that the Socs have been drinking. They are drunk. So that is the very first thing that happens. Okay, and when they are drunk in this book, they are always looking for problems, okay? So the second thing that they do is they are looking for Greasers to harass, and that is the second thing that happens. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right underneath the first one. So I'm just going to be putting these all in the order in which they happened in the story. There's plenty of room for you to put them all on one page, okay? And the nice thing about Google Docs is if you notice when you go to move something, it'll give you a red line. Like if you want them lined up perfectly, so there's the red line. That shows you that it's the exact center of the page. And then one underneath, the same thing. You can like line that one up right underneath the other one that's there. Okay? So those are the first 2 things that happen in the chapter. The Socs were drunk, and they are looking for Greasers to harass. All right? The rest of these, I want you to see if you can get them in the right order. So if you know the chapter and you're following along, you should be able to get this done. Okay, so I'm not putting them in a particular order right now, and I'm going to mix these up. So if you didn't watch this video, you're not going to know what order they go in. But if you did watch the video, you're going to get the first two done. Okay, so that's how you do that one. I'm hoping it's going to work for everybody. I've created the text boxes in such a way that you can move them around. So hopefully you'll be able to do that. If you can't, we'll figure out something else, but you should be able to. Chapter 4 questions. These are just questions, or they're comprehension questions based on the chapter. There are 5 of them. And all you need to do, guys, is type your answers in here. Answer the following questions. When it gets to the end of the line, just keep typing, because these boxes will automatically get bigger for you. So I've kind of designed it that way. And if it goes on to a second or a third page, that's not a problem at all. So question 1, did the situation have to end like this? Why? Okay. Question 2, at which point in the escalation could the outcome have been prevented? How is the responsibility for Bob's death shared by everyone involved? All right, this is going to take you a little bit of answering, guys. These are not just one-sentence answers. Some of these are going to require multiple sentences. All right, complete sentences. If you type the word I, with lowercase I, I'm not even going to grade it. If you say you and you type the letter U instead of Y-O-U, I'm not going to grade it. Okay, you guys know better than that. This is not texting class. This is English class. So you need to write in complete sentences with proper punctuation, proper conventions. All right, so do your best. Number 3, describe at least 2 changes that could have taken place to prevent the outcome of this conflict. And then, was anyone right or wrong in what happened in this situation? And explain that. So, last question. How has your perception of the group's individual characters changed as you have become more familiar with the situation? So what you thought of the character before, based on what's happened, what do you think of the characters now? So you can talk about individual characters, or you can talk about the whole group of the Greasers or the Socias. All right, and the last thing, guys, for this assignment is word study. And again, I've given you the page numbers that the words are on. And in the chapter, in the digital version, I have highlighted those words for you as well to make it a little bit easier. After this chapter, I'm not going to be highlighting the words for you anymore. So you're going to have to go ahead and find those words. It's always a good idea before you do all of the reading and the assignments, if you want to watch this video, to kind of let you know what you need to think about before you do it, or at least open up each one of these worksheets to see what needs to be done, because a lot of this can be done as you are reading. All right, so if you get to a part in the book that's going to help you, answer a question, then you can do that. So the other thing I need to do here is I need to make this so that you can have your own copy, and you can have your. Oh, I'm sorry, I still haven't got over focus question number 3. So this is a long activity, guys. This chapter, so that's why I'm giving you extra time to do it. All right. Summarize and describe the important events of each scene and how you believe they affect Ponyboy. All right, so I gave you an answer plan to help you along. So identify the scenes in this chapter. Okay, and I'm going to help you out. I gave you a hint right here. One of the scenes is in the park. One of the scenes is at Buck's place. One of the scenes is at the train, and the last scene is at the old church. So I've identified the scenes for you already. So step number 1 is going to be easy. You're writing in complete sentences. This is going to take you at least a paragraph or 2. Okay. Then I want you to figure out what the word premonition means. All right. Once you know what the word premonition means, I want you to think about how the premonition that Ponyboy had at the church. It says, after all the emotions he experienced that night, describe what type of premonition he had at the church. And then why do you think he had that premonition? So that is what you need to do. You need to know what the word premonition means before you do that, and I'm not going to tell you what that means. So you guys have to find that out on your own. All right, so this is a long assignment. This one's going to take you a lot of time. So I'm giving you from Wednesday until Sunday night the week after, not tonight, a week from tonight, to get this one done. All right. Again, if you have questions or concerns, email me. If you need to rewatch this video to figure out what to do that as well. If you need to read the chapter more than once, I put a link up there to the YouTube video that has the chapter on it as well. Okay, good luck.